ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। आज हम लोग नवभारत इंटरनेशनल
say pays bills.
संप्रति नवभारत इंटरनेशनल के द्वारा समायोजित आज विश्व स्वास्थ्य दिवस के उपलक्ष्य में हैप्पी एंड हेल्थी लाइफ इस विषय को अधिकृत करके स्वास्थ्य के प्रति किस तरह से जागरूकता फैलाई जा सके, जिसके विषय में शास्त्रों ने कहा है धर्मार्थ काम मोक्षाणाम आरोग्यम मूलमुत्तमम। अर्थात जितने भी सांसारिक क्रियाकलाप हैं उन सभी को संपन्न करने के लिए हम सभी को आरोग्य जीवन की सबसे परम आवश्यकता होती। यह आरोग्यता तीन चार विधाओं में हालांकि विवेचित है। वो चाहे शारीरिक फिजिकली फिट की बात हो, मानसिक स्तर पर फिटनेस की बात हो, अथवा आत्मिक स्पिरिचुअल स्तर पर स्वस्थ रहने की श्रृंखला की बात हो। वस्तुतः स्वस्थ वही व्यक्ति है जो इन तीनों स्तर पर फिजिकल, मेंटली एंड स्पिरिचुअल तीनों स्वरूप से जो व्यक्ति स्वस्थ है, तीनों शरीर के स्तर से जो स्वस्थ है। दर्शन शास्त्र आयुर्वेद ये सभी उसी को स्वस्थ कहते हैं। आयुर्वेद में कहा गया है स्वस्थ व्यक्ति की परिभाषा क्या है। वहां पर लिखते हैं आचार्य समदोष समाग्निश्च समधातुम अलक्रिय प्रसन्नात्मेन्द्रिय मनः स्वस्थ इत्यभिधीयते। अर्थात जो त्रिविध दोष है ये सम इक्वल हो। समाग्निश्च जो अग्नि का स्वरूप है हमारे शरीर में वो भी सम हो। धातु एवं मलक क्रिया जो शरीर में विभिन्न रक्तवाहिनियों के माध्यम से विभिन्न धातुओं का संचरण हो रहा है, ये सभी सम हो। सम धातु मलक क्रिया, ये तो शारीरिक स्तर पर स्वस्थता की बात हुई। फिर कहते हैं प्रसन्न आत्मा। प्रसन्न का तात्पर्य है प्रसादस्तु प्रसन्नता। तो आत्म स्वरूप की जो प्रसन्नता है वो भी अत्यंत आवश्यक है। और इंद्रिय मन, इन सभी के साथ हमारी इंद्रियां और मन भी जब प्रसन्न हो तो स्वस्थ इत्यभिधीयते। आचार्यों ने ऐसे स्वरूप को स्वस्थ कहा। तो इस परिपाटी को आत्मसात करते हैं आज हम लोग मुख्य वक्ता के रूप में भारत ही नहीं अपितु अनेक देशों में जिनकी अच्छी ख्याति है, और भारत का जो प्रमुख विश्वविद्यालय है, ज्ञान का केंद्र, जिसे भारत के सर्वोच्च ज्ञान की श्रृंखला में रखा जाता है, ऐसा विश्वविद्यालय जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी से हम सभी के मध्य में फिजिकल विधा में दीक्षित होने के बाद भी जिन्होंने योग की संपूर्ण शिक्षा प्राप्त की और आजीवन पर्यंत स्वस्थ वृत्त व्यक्तित्व विकास के उस मार्ग को प्रदर्शित करते हुए, आत्मसात कराते हुए, जो योग की शोध विधा है उसको जिन्होंने आत्मसात किया, अनेक बड़े बड़े मंचों से जिन्होंने इस स्वस्थ परिपाटी, स्वस्थ परंपरा का उद्घोषण उद्घोषण किया, ऐसे पूज्य प्रोफेसर विक्रम सिंह सर आज हम सभी के मध्य में हैं, जिनका मुख्य उद्बोधन हम सभी को मिलेगा। तो आइए इस श्रृंखला को प्रारंभ करें। इसके पूर्व में नवभारत इंटरनेशनल के द्वारा जो गुरुकुल का संचालन हो रहा है इस बहरीन की धरती पर, वहां के बच्चों के माध्यम से मंगलाचरण को हम लोग संपन्न करें। तो सर्वप्रथम मैं यहाँ की छात्रा निधि को आहूत करता हूँ कि आप आए और मंगलाचरण को संपन्न।
भूपादौ यस्य नाभिर्विलसुरयश्चन्द्रसूर्यौ च नेत्रे कर्णावासा शिरोद्रौ मुखमहिपर्णो यस्य वासेयमब्धि अन्तस्तम्यस्य विश्वं सुरनरखण्डो भोगि गन्धर्वदैत्यैः चित्रं रम्यते तं त्रिभुवनवपुषं विष्णुमीशं नमामि।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद निधि, छोटी सी बच्ची को। मंगलाचरण की विधा यही संपन्न होती है। अब हम इस कार्यक्रम में आज के जो मुख्य वक्ता हैं, जिनका वक्तृत्व हम सभी को इस स्वस्थ परंपरा को बढ़ाने के लिए देश विदेश में आज कहीं न कहीं रोगों की श्रृंखला बढ़ रही है। इतने सारे आयाम होने के बाद भी, इतने सारे विज्ञान होने के बाद भी व्यक्ति स्वस्थ अपने आप को नहीं रख पा रहा। आए समय में हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि छोटी छोटी बीमारियों से लोग पीड़ित होकर के बहुत कष्ट उठा रहे हैं। कई बार प्राण का भी प्रयाण हो रहा है। तो इस श्रृंखला में स्वस्थ रखने के लिए हम लोग इस आज संगोष्ठी में विचार करेंगे, आचार्यों के माध्यम से जानेंगे कि आप सरल विधा से अपने आप को कैसे स्वस्थ रख सकते। आज के आचार्यों को बुलाने के पहले मैं इस संस्था के जो सेक्रेटरी हैं आदरणीय श्री प्रदीप कुमार जी को निवेदित करता हूं कि आप आए और आज के कार्यक्रम में समायात सभी अतिथियों का स्वागत उद्बोधन से सत्कार।
आप सभी को जय श्री राम, नमस्कार। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आप सभी को हेल्थ डे Vikram Singh. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation in a very short notice. It's really our it's really great that you have accepted our invitation, and we will be talking about health and its advantages. First of all, as we follow Sanatana Dharma, it is like, every day is important for us, but we need to choose one day for one thing. Like we have Mother's Day, Father's Day, Sister's Day, like we also have World Health Day. So, but as far as we are concerned, that we have to take care of our health, all the 365 days so that we are perfect, we can do everything. And like experts like you can come and give us advice at least once in a year. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. रुद्रेश जी, आप तो हमारे very old मित्र है और we know each other. Welcome you to this initiative by our Ritesh Dubey ji. And thank you very much. Ritesh ji, over to you. Jai Shri Ram.
जय श्री राम। बहुशः धन्यवाद आदरणीय प्रदीप जी का। आज एडिशनल स्पीकर के रूप में हम सभी के मध्य में भारत में जो रह करके देश के कई बड़े बड़े विभिन्न स्थानों पर योग, अध्यात्म और एक व्यक्ति को सही दिशा में मार्गदर्शन देने का जो कार्य कर रहे हैं, ऐसे रुद्रेश जी, एक अद्भुत नाम है। आप किसी परिचय के मोहताज नहीं है। गूगल में आपका नाम डालिए तो इतना बड़ा एक स्वरूप आपका देखने को मिलता है। वर्तमान समय में आप श्री श्री रविशंकर महाराज श्री की जो सबसे प्रमुख संस्था है आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग, उसका अंतरराष्ट्रीय जो संयोजन है, स्वरूप है, उसको आप स्वरूप को संवारने हेतु आज के समय में आप भारत में रह करके, क्योंकि इसके पहले आप अलग अलग देशों में प्रवास कर रहे थे, कुछ समय वहां गुरुदेव के निर्देशनानुसार श्रृंखला को आप बढ़ा रहे हैं। तो ऐसे रुद्रेश जी का भी आज हम सभी उद्बोधन प्राप्त करेंगे। आइए, समय को अधिक न लेते हुए आज के जो मुख्य वक्तृत्व रूपेण हम सभी के मध्य में जो अत्यंत शॉर्ट नोटिस में, जैसा कि प्रदीप जी ने कहा, क्योंकि एकाएक सुबह मन में यह परिकल्पना हुई कि स्वस्थता दिवस में केवल संदेश भेजने से व्यक्ति स्वस्थ नहीं होगा। हम सभी परस्पर हैप्पी वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे और जो भी दिन आते हैं तो उसमें एक मैसेज बना करके लोगों को भेज देते हैं, वो भी रिप्लाई कर देते हैं। चिंतन करिए, इससे क्या कोई स्वस्थ हो जाएंगे? नहीं। तो कैसे स्वस्थ हो सकते हैं, इस परिपाटी को हम लोग समझने के लिए, जानने के लिए, आत्मसात करने के लिए कि जितनी चीजें हैं, कुछ भी संसार में बना आरोग्य के, स्वास्थ्य के संभव नहीं। तो ऐसी परिपाटी को आत्मसात करने की साइंटिफिक वे में, और आदरणीय विक्रम सर जिनकी वाणी ओजस्वितापूर्ण है, एक अद्भुत शक्ति का संचार होता है, जिनको केवल सुन मात्र करके हम लोगों को कई बार आपका सानिध्य मिला है। ऐसे अत्यंत ओजस्वी और एक पूरे ऑथेंटिक रूप में जो अपनी बात को रखते हैं, विज्ञान की समूल परतों को आधारित करके विज्ञान के उस सिद्धांतों में घटित जो योग विज्ञान का स्वरूप है, उसको लेकर के आप मार्गदर्शन करते हैं। तो ऐसे आचार्य प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर विक्रम सिंह सर को मैं आह्वान करता हूं कि आप पधारें और हम सभी का मार्गदर्शन करें, स्वस्थ ये परिवृत्त में अपने उद्बोधन को व्यक्त करें। पूज्य डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर विक्रम सिंह।
Thank you, Ritesh ji, for inviting me to this wonderful seminar on happiness and wellness. I express my gratitude to the entire organization, Pradeep ji, Vivek ji, with 3 minutes. So I would like to do justice with the time which is being assigned to me. Kindly allow me to share my PowerPoint slides.
रितेश जी
Sure,
सर
sure,
को
sir, sure. Yeah,
Is it visible?
yeah.
So, as the topic goes, wisdom for a happy and healthy life. There is a saying that it is knowledge that lemon is a fruit. And it is wisdom to know, to understand that lemon should not be mixed with the other fruits. Similarly, there are two terms in life. Number one is happiness, the other one is joy. If you look at a child, the child is always joyful because he enjoys the every moment he or she lives in. Now, when we grow old and as the wisdom starts pervading our lives, we tend to analyze joy and we conclude that it is not important to be joyful because it is short lived, but to be happy all the time. Because happiness itself is a positive connotation that says that the long term release of serotonin in the brain, the happiness hormone, causes happiness. Happiness is unlike joyfulness, a state wherein we are enjoying the life, no matter we are driving, no matter we are talking to someone. We are in the present and without any judgment, without analyzing, without concluding, without our preconceived notions into the factors, we are actually enjoying the present moment of life, whatever we are doing. So that is what wisdom is. So happiness and joyfulness has different meanings in the different stages of life. So we'll be talking primarily about how predisposition till the age of adulthood, what are the different theories of different psychologists that affect our thinking process, thought process in the different stages of our lives? What are the current research works that has been done over happiness and how we perceive happiness? And what are the objectives of conducting research in declaring one of the happiest nations in the world? And to understand how wellness and happiness are this have a very strong positive correlation. As the happiness quotient goes up, so does our health improves. But let us try to understand the difference between health. This is important to understand that there is a difference between health and fitness. A person can be fit but may not be healthy. Take an example of elite athlete who has very high superior VO2 max. He has very low heart rate. He has excellent heart rate variability. His speed, power, strength, endurance, flexibility are at the peak. He's a medal winner. What if he or she is under the influence of some other anabolic steroid? So the moral of the story is that the person may be healthy, but he or she may not be fit. For example, if we are healthy enough to do daily course, but we are not having the minimum functional strength and minimum functional flexibility to perform our functions in case of emergencies, then that is also a disbalance. Just as we say that when there is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants inside our body, that primarily occurs because of comorbidities or various other factors, then only we sell that there is no yoga. So it is in a scientific term called yoga, means the correct balance of free radicals and antioxidants inside the body. It is this disbalance which causes the onset of disease, further supplemented by the comorbidities, the pre-existing comorbidities, in the other words. So let me repeat this because it is important to understand the concept of what I am going to talk in the future slides, and also to find gaps in research wherein we can really say that this is what happiness is, and this is what yoga is, and this is what health is. So, to conclude these two slides, what I've said is that a person may be very much physically fit. He may have the highest of strength, he may have the best flexibility, but if she is not following the yama, what are yama? Ahimsa, Satya, Aste, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Ishwar, Pranidhana. That means he is not truthful to himself. He or she is actually using performance enhancement ergogenic aids which are banned. So he or she is not healthy. He may be very fit. And vice versa. A person may be healthy, but in case of any emergency wherein he or she need to actually act very fast in order to save his or her life in case of emergencies, turbulence, natural calamities like earthquake, landslides, or any other natural calamity wherein he or she need to not only save his or her life but also the lives of others, then the person will not be able to act because he doesn't have that minimum desirable functional strength. Even body fat is essential. The scientific research today also says that cholesterol is never the culprit. It is the thought process that causes vasoconstriction when all these triglycerides which are floating in the blood cause vasoconstriction, and we call it heart disease. That's why it's called syndrome, a combination of various factors which are taking place inside the body, leading to the heart ailments or arthritis or various other things, diseases, lifestyle disorders, we call it. Similarly, diabetes is also not a disease, it is a lifestyle disorder. In the initial stage, if you have gone through medical checkup, you will find that the doctors say that even if it is a grade 1 liver, fatty liver, or you have some kind of problem with your kidneys, or if you have disturbance of triglycerides inside your body, not to worry, but to bring change in your life, to follow lifestyle modifications. So, lifestyle modification is number one, to always have positive attitude. Generally, what we do is we are most of the time, especially the adolescents, are always scrolling the reels on mobile phone. So mobile phone addiction is another very big factor which is contributing to boredom, especially when they are without the mobile. So we are conducting a workshop, and also we are calculating, gathering some data from the adolescents who are in class 10th, 11th, and 12th. We started this project just before the board examinations and after the examinations in order to ascertain the relationship that when, how, and where exactly does the problem lies. Is it is there a difference of gender? Do male use most of the time in scrolling the reels? Are they the more are they suffering more as compared to females, or is it vice versa? And is it the socioeconomic factor which is responsible? You're also gathering data on the type of mobile phones which they are using, whether it is an Android or an iPhone. It is a very deep and longitudinal study which we are conducting. Basically, the objective is increases with also. So we are using some screening tools as well as we are trying to analyze the data using ANOVA. And also it will be a correlational study, longitudinal study. So the sample site would be somewhere around NCR data, it's from NCR Delhi to begin with, of around 250 people. And we want to collate and correlate happiness with health, happiness with addiction. There are a few questionnaires which are available online also. But this is one of the major research gap, and it is very much needed in the present context in order for us to understand that the digital addiction can be troublesome and to what extent and in what stages of life. So I call upon all the researchers and teachers and scientists who are associated in this session, connected, to conduct such researches which are being very less undertaken and comparative studies. For example, to begin with, we can start testing the children from Bahrain and then compare their habits on mobile digital addiction with the habits of Indian children. Since Ritesh ji is there, so this can be a very small but very useful project. Now, there are few sayings, right? What is true wealth? Health is a real wealth, not gold and silver. The counter of this statement can be that it is easier to cry with gold and while you are wearing gold and silver jewelry than without gold and silver jewelry. Jokes apart, if your mindset is such or your upbringing is such that you are valuing the relationships and you are actually considering your relationships as your true wealth, then only gold and silver will not matter. If you think that your health is your priority, your relationships with your children and parents is your true wealth, then only gold and silver will not matter. Otherwise, it will matter. Otherwise, it will matter. Why I'm telling you this is because whenever we need to connect with the young generation, Generation Z, I mean to say, Generation Z, we have to connect with them. That is the first challenge because they have very short span of attention. So whenever we are talking to them, speaking to them, we cannot just say only the shlok. We cannot give gyan to them straightforward. They won't listen to us. Even if they are attentive, they won't be actually gathering some information, whatever we want to pass on to them. So it is the graded approach of yoga storytelling from the Indian knowledge system that is working very well with their daily lives, with the challenges, physical as well as mental challenges which they are facing. Second is highest form. Happiness is health's greatest expression. With expression, what I mean is actually communication. When all your five senses are active, you are actually communicating with the nature. The highest investment in the present time is spending your money in traveling. It is not actually spending, it is investment. So by the time our knees and our ankles are actually not working and we are earning and earning, by the time we are healthy, fit, and fine, we are actually busy in earning. So when we are old, by the time we are old, and we want to actually now explore the world, we want to actually explore the nature, there is not enough energy left in the body. So it is often said, not only from the business point of view, let's start investing in traveling. If you can recall, our ancestors and sages used to travel a lot from village to village, from towns to town, from places to places. They used to walk a lot. And this is how they used to gather knowledge, wisdom, information from one place to the other place. Third quote you can see on your screen is inside out. Healthy outside starts from within. Let me supplement it. The mind controls the body 90% of the time. And it is the Antaranga Yoga
ಅಮೃತ
that comes in the last.
ಅಮೃತ
Just as the Panchakosha Siddhanta says, just as the Panchakosha Siddhanta says, that there is a hierarchy between all the five koshas. It starts from Annamay Kosh to Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, Vijnanamay Kosh, which is the wisdom. And in the list, it is bliss. We call it Anandamay Kosh. So from Annamay Kosh to Anandamay Kosh, if we connect it to our Prakriti, according to Ayurveda, in different permutations and combinations, if we look at the five forms, out of which three are ecological and two are energy giving, right? Air, water, and soil, cosmic energy, and sunlight. They are the source of energy as well as ecology. If there is a perfect balance between Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, then only we can call ourselves healthy. And that lays the foundation for happiness later on. So it is inside out. It is mind governing the body 90% of the time. And vice versa. To give you an example, for example, when there is a stress, there are cortisols which are released inside the body. And when there is an imbalance, we fall ill. When there is disease and we know that the disease is pervading, it is increasing, that itself causes further stress. We call it disease-induced anxiety and fear syndrome. Now, to be healthy, this particular cycle of mind to body and body to mind need to be broken. This is what our sages taught. This is what all the different kinds of meditations, now the yoga meditation, yoga nidra meditation, ajapa japa dharana, sampurna kayotsarga, and various other meditations are meant to break this particular cycle of disease-induced anxiety and fear syndrome. As you know that psychotherapy is of two types. Modern science says behavior therapy and cognitive behavior therapy. So what is behavior therapy? It is actually targeting our diet and nutrition, doing postures, mindful postures, I would say, Annamaya Kosha. Second, going to pranayam, expanding your breath. After having mastered these two arts, we further go on to experiencing the difference between our Atman and physical body. Then comes wisdom. How does wisdom come? When we practice what we are doing. Because there is knowledge, there is information. Unless and until you practice it daily, it won't become part of your muscle memory. It won't become the part of your body. And because only then the realization will occur. When the realization occurs, It's not going to be just the change of your thoughts, it will be a complete total transformation. We often say in our sessions that if you want to form the habit of meditating, doing pranayama or asana every day, just do it for 100 days. And you will find one day after 100 days that your body will be craving for that particular meditation and physical exercise or pranayama, whichever suits you, you are doing. So the last one is mind-body connection. It is mind-body connection. Good health keeps mind strong and clear. So it is your thoughts. There is this longitudinal studies in Bahamas amongst 300 housewives. They were highly dissatisfied with their life. What was done was that they were given just 15 minutes of meditation before going to sleep. And even before 1 hour before going to sleep, they were told not to scroll the mobile phones. Just 15 minutes of meditation, guided meditation before going to sleep did a lot of wonder. It didn't directly improve their quality of life, but it improved their quality of sleep.